The pieces are in place for strange things to happen at the Tour de France today. The stage day after a rest day is often one that produces surprising results. As riders' legs respond differently to the break from racing, those who had looked impervious can suddenly become undone, while others who have been struggling can bounce back with renewed freshness. And it also marks the beginning of the third week, when fatigue really starts to take its toll on some, while the Grand Tour specialists really start to come to the fore. This is when the established hierarchy at the top of the general classification can begin to get upset. Additionally, the parcours has almost been designed to exacerbate the unpredictability and play games with the rider's legs. The first 150 kilometers or so are as flat as anything at this tour, as the riders make their way from the starting city of Montpellier and into the region of Provence. Then suddenly, 15.7 kilometers from the finish, they take on what is arguably the hardest and certainly the steepest summit finish of the whole race, the legendary Mont Ventoux. This kind of drastic change of terrain can come as a shock to the system, especially when you consider the effect of being at higher and higher altitude as they approach the huge 1,910 meters high summit. There's no telling how some riders will react, and we could be in for some unexpected results. As well as being one of the Tour's most famous and feared mountains, Mont Ventoux is no stranger to strangeness. 9 years ago, the last time it hosted a stage finish, one of the most memorably farcical moments in the race's recent history occurred here. Amid the swarms of fans on the roadside, one of the TV motorbikes was forced to brake, forcing Richie Porte and Chris Froome, in the yellow jersey, to stop. His bike broken and his team car a long way down the mountain, Froome saw no other option than to begin jogging up the mountain. This kind of surreal scene is in keeping with the abnormal landscape here, which, with its lunar-colored gray limestone and lack of vegetation, gives the impression of being somewhere alien and not of this world. The strong winds that often blow at its exposed summit forced that stage in 2016 to be shortened, which means a tour stage hasn't finished at the very top of Mont Ventoux since 2013. That was the occasion of one of Froome's most devastating attacks, when, about 7 kilometers from the summit, after Porte, then riding as his teammate, had helped distance all his other GC rivals, he explosively upped his cadence to drop Alberto Contador and solo to victory. Nairo Quintana managed to limit his losses to 29 seconds, but every other rider was a minute and a half or more adrift. There might be 2 more Alpine days to come after this, each featuring more mountains, but the potential for race-changing time gaps on the unforgiving gradients averaging 8.8% of this mountain is huge.